Next we've got Lisa McKenzie. She's going to come up. She's written a book about, she's from Nottingham, about her times in Nottingham. Okay, she's part of Class War. Do you know Class War?
I've got stickers, hang on.
Got stickers. It says, look, fuck the police. She's going to be like, she's running to be the MP. Yeah. Class War. Their policies are, what's your policies again?
Policies.
Dole, no, double benefits.
No more poor doors.
No more poor doors.
Get rid
Okay.
of public schools. That's stickers. Right. Can I take this off? Hello. Right, I'm going to change the mood completely now, because thank you, Nina. That was very emotional, and it actually made me feel sad. But what I don't want to happen, I don't want people to feel sad. I want people to be fucking angry, because I'm angry. Now so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to rant at you for about 10 minutes, and I'm going to tell you how bad life is for working class people in Britain in 2015. And I'm going to ask you to join me in being fucking angry too. I don't know if any of you recently saw me in Mark's taxi, where I actually made Mark look like a calm, rational person. So, you know what I'm going to do tonight? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make everyone else look calm and rational, because I'm not calm and rational. I'm fucking angry. And I'm really angry at the way that working class people are being treated in the UK today. And it makes me emotional, it makes me sad, but more importantly, it makes me angry. Now, I'm really interested in working class anger, because working class anger is something that is not tolerated. It's not palatable. It's something that when working class people get angry, we're seen as aggressive. We're seen as too emotional. We're seen as people that actually can't describe and can't talk about the anger that we're feeling. But what I want to say, actually, and what I want to say for the next 6 or 7 months, probably forever, actually, but I'm actually standing against Iain Duncan-Smith in the election for Class War. Thank you. So what I want to say is, you know what? Anger is a natural response to being fucked over. And this is what I want to say today, is anger really is something that we should all be feeling. This country is the most unequal that it's been since the 1880s. I read the work of Jack London, and I recognise Britain or the UK or London. I recognise how we are from the 1880s. I don't recognise how we are from the 1950s, the 1960s. I recognise us in the time of the Victorians, the time when inequality was massive, the time when capitalism was raging. And that's where we are today. And I really don't understand why more of us aren't angry. So when Mark asked me whether culture was our friend, you know, my response to that is culture has never been the friend of working class people, ever. We've always been demeaned. Our culture has always been, we've always been looked down on. Our culture is always belittled. So tonight I'm here really to talk about working class culture. I recently wrote a book called Getting By. It's a book about St Anne's in Nottingham, a community that I lived in for 22 years. It's a community that really, who here is outside of London? Probably most of you, actually. So think about that. Think about that estate where you live that you shouldn't go. Think about the place where you shouldn't go. Can you all think about that estate, the council estate, where the drugs are, where the gangs are, where the single mums are? Have you all got that picture in your mind? You know, the place that the university say to students, don't go there. Well, that's actually what St Anne's is in Nottingham. It's the place where you shouldn't go. It's a place where students shouldn't go. And middle-class people definitely shouldn't go there because something terrible will happen to you. But that was a place, actually, where I lived for 22 years, up until me moving to London last year, actually. But it's a place that is warm. It's a place that's got a community. It's a place that's got a value system within it. The people that live in St Anne's know that the rest of the country hates them. They know that. They know that they are looked down on. They know because they like to wear tracksuits. The women know because they like to wear big gold earrings and gold sovereigns. They know that somehow that's not good enough in Britain today. They don't know why. One of the things that the women always said to me is, on the telly, Lisa, you know when they want to show just how low a woman is or how common a woman is, that they put her in big gold earrings. Why is that? Why is that? And you know what my response always was, is I don't know. And what they said to me is, because we wear big gold earrings and we like them, and we don't know what the problem is. The problem really is about snobbery. And it's about the connection of culture to the middle class aesthetics. And really that's something that's arbitrary. It's not rational. It makes no sense. Looking down on people because they simply wear a tracksuit or because they wear big gold earrings. It's not rational. It doesn't make any sense. But this is what the people in St Anne's live with every day. They know that the way they speak, they know that the way they look, the way they dress their children, even their children's names. The women in St Anne's like to call their children exotic names like Chanel or Armani or Dior. But they know that there's something wrong with that, but they don't know what that is. They know that the rest of the country is laughing at them, but they don't know why. And you know what? If we all sit here tonight and we think about why, I don't know. Do any of us know why? It's arbitrary. It's irrational. But this is really what culture means in Britain today. If you're not a commodity, if you're not saleable, or, as Pierre Bourdieu says, you can't exchange you in the open market, you're not really valued. And this is really what I'm here tonight to say, is to talk about the people that are devalued in our society. People that nothing about them is good enough. And you know what? They know this. And they are angry. They are raging, actually. They don't know why, but they know they're raging. So what does that mean? What that means is they don't want to come out of their communities. They don't want to leave where they're valued. They don't want to leave where people say, do you know what, you look good today. Because they know on the outside of their communities that people laugh at them, that people think they're not good enough. And so really, these are my people. These are the people I was brought up with. These are the people that I've lived with. These is my family, my friends. And you know what? And I'm really angry. I'm angry that good, decent people are constantly devalued in our society every single day. And what I'm asking you to do really tonight is to be angry with me. And I suppose the next part of what I wanted to talk about really is something more immediate, is the anger here in London at the moment. And this is something we really need to be angry about. Working class people are being cleansed out of London every single day. They are not good enough. They have been devalued. This devaluing process that I've described through the women in St Anne's in Nottingham, through jewellery, through music, through food, through taste, through film, through liking the fucking Voice on a Saturday night, through liking EastEnders. This is constantly devalued, demeaned as something that is silly, rubbish, people of low intelligence like. The consequence of that devaluing process, that's the thin end of the wedge. The next end of the wedge is people being moved out. The land beneath their feet is worth more than them. And this happens every day in London. The land beneath our feet is worth more than them. And I suppose this is why I'm going to ask you tonight, friends and comrades, is to be angry with me. that there are working class people all through this city tonight that don't know where they're going to live tomorrow. I'm not fucking with you here. I'm telling you how it is. There's people throughout this city tonight that will not know where they're going to live tomorrow. They are not good enough to live in London. And I want you to be as angry as I am. I'm going to ask you to get out on the streets. I'm going to ask you to protest. When you see a project like the Haygate going ahead, do you know what that means? That means working class people, get out. You are not good enough. The land is more important than you. The people that are potentially going to come into this neighbourhood are actually worth more than you. They are better. They are a better class of people. Class distinction has never been so sharp as it is today. And trust me, I know. My family were striking miners in 1984. I know what it's like to have your community attacked by government. I know what it's like to feel like to be the enemy within. I come from a community that 30 years ago, we were the aristocracy of the working class. We were the people that kept the lights on. We were the people that actually could get rid of a Tory government. Thatcher changed that, and she turned us into nothing almost. People who should be ashamed of collective politics. People that should be ashamed, just not good enough. Now, what I'm asking you today, comrades and friends, is to stand with me and say that this is not good enough. This is not what we want. This is not how we imagine our good society to be. We want working class people to live and to show and to express the culture that they have, and not to be constantly looked down on, not to be constantly made to feel like there's something wrong with them. So I suppose really my message tonight is that, let's have fun, let's have a drink, but let's be really honest about what's happening at the moment. There is a class war waging. I'm not going to be dramatic here about this. I'm telling you how it is. When you are a young 19-year-old mum living in Stratford and the council are offering you a flat in Liverpool, and you know one in Liverpool, but the council say, don't worry, it's okay. We can help you get there. Here's a train ticket. Don't worry, it'll be okay. Okay, you've lived in a hostel for a year. You don't know anyone in Liverpool. You have nothing. You've got 2 bags and a 1-year-old child. But don't worry, it's going to be okay. And that girl is being put on a train and sent off to Liverpool where she knows no one. That's class war, my friends. That really is class war. And whether we do anything in this room tonight or not, that war will keep waging. And here in London, it's stark. So what I'm going to say, I'm going to leave you now because there's other people to speak. But what I'm going to say is solidarity to all of us. Get out on the streets. The war is waging. Thank you.